Yep. You already know what it is. Southpaw Talk with Southpaw Slick. And today's video is going to be based on a post, once again, from your favorite, Ali Marie. And the post that she put up was that men have been subtly conditioned to not approach women anymore. And I'm thinking to myself, is that really the case? Is that really true? Are men not approaching women anymore? Are men not taking the initiative to approach a woman? Are men not being assertive enough anymore? That's good. That's good. Um, do I agree with it that men have been subtly conditioned to not approach women anymore? Not necessarily. Once again, this is a yes and no question. I'm going to say no first, just to get that out the way, because men aren't seeing any benefit of even bothering dating. But that's everybody now. You know what I mean? That's women too. I'm saying men and women, they're not really, they're not really trying to date seriously nowadays. So that's why I kind of say no, just to get that out the way. But for the most part, she's probably right. And the main reason being is because of the R word culture or the Me Too movement. It's like men have been socially engineered to not approach women because it's like approaching a woman is taking a risk. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, if I say something wrong or if I do something wrong, then I can be held accountable for that legally. You know what I mean? I can probably get into some legal heat by approaching a woman. She can say that I'm harassing her. She can say that I'm trying to assault her or some bullshit like that. So men are thinking twice about approaching women because of the Me Too movement. It's like everything we do is toxic masculinity. Like looking at a woman is toxic. Toxic. Talking to a woman is toxic. Approaching a woman is toxic. It's like you can't be a manly man anymore. That's why a lot of men aren't really in touch with their masculinity. It's like because being masculine is seen as something negative or it's been demonized in modern times. So men are kind of conditioned to not approach women because of that. But not saying that they don't have the desire to, because obviously as a man, you want to get laid, right? You want female attention to some extent, right? So I'm saying, so of course men are not scared to approach women. They're just thinking twice about doing so. So that's why I'm saying it's kind of a yes and no type thing, but I'll say mostly yes. Now that I brought that into the equation is the Me Too movement. I'm saying that's mostly why. But of course, like looking at a few of the comments, because I didn't read everything. They're throwing that out, that, oh, men want to be women nowadays. Oh, they want women to approach them, or men look at themselves as the prize, which you do hear a lot, especially in the manosphere. You definitely hear that a lot, that men are the prize. Now, my view on that concept, it's not gender based. I'm saying the man or the woman can be the price, depending on that individual. Once again, you want somebody that's an asset, not a liability. That's what I'm saying. As a man and a woman, you have to bring something to the table, right? You can't have that table seesawing. You can't have that table seesawing. I don't want my side leaning while your side is light. I'm saying, nah, we can't have that. We can't have that. I mean, you guys don't have to bring the same exact thing to the table, but you have to bring something of value to the table. You know what I mean? But this also ties into another post that Ali Marie shared, which I'm going to link both of them in the description. The post about men not approaching women, and the other post was are men even looking for a wife anymore? Right? I'm looking at that comment section just a little bit, but I'm gonna go back to it later because it's getting kind of spicy in there. It's getting kind of spicy, and you know I need some kind of entertainment. You know, sit back and eat my popcorn. You know what I mean? But but yeah, are men looking for a wife anymore? And obviously, the answers were what I expected. Is yeah, the desire to get married is there, but making that cost benefit analysis, you just come to the conclusion that it's not worth it. And then you have some guys saying that, oh, like, yeah, I would like to get a wife, but she's going to divorce me for all my shit anyway, so what's the point? Like, oh, women initiate 80% of divorces in this country, so what's the fucking point? It seems as if we as men want to get married more than the women. You know, it's like the woman just wants the wedding, which I talked about last week in that video about women marrying themselves. That is a telltale sign right there. The fact that women are even marrying themselves. Yes, it's not a widespread thing, but it does occur nonetheless. You marry yourself because you just want that ceremonial event. You know, you just want to wear the dress, wear the ring, walk down the aisle, have all your friends and family there, get this big ass, stupid ass cake. That's what I'm saying. That's all you care about. You don't care about the marriage. You stay in it long enough until the novelty wears off. You get bored because you didn't want to marry that guy in the first place, and you walk away with half, if not everything. So you have men saying that the divorce thing, men saying that, oh, all these women, oh, they got high body counts and they all been ran through and they all got the OnlyFans thing. And you already know me when I talked about the body count thing before, especially when you get older. Yes, body count does matter to some extent. And I say some extent because you're truly not going to know how many guys that woman has been with. She can tell you the truth. You're not going to believe it. And it just made me think about that clip on Daily Wrap-Up Crew. Daily Wrap-Up Crew, when they were talking about the double standard, you know, of male and female promiscuity. And the woman was saying, oh, like y'all dudes act crazy, like we can be with only two guys and y'all look at us crazy. And then Jew, one of the guys, he was like, yeah, we looking at you crazy because we know you lying. Exactly. I said, you know you got more than two bodies on you. Like I said before, me at my age, like I said, I'm 33. I'll be 34 in August, right? I already have the mindset that every woman that I approach has at least 10 bodies on her, and I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to ask any questions. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to talk about it. And we're not going to bring it up because it's irrelevant. I'm saying when it comes down to it, is she able to be emotionally available? And is she able to have a strong, genuine bond, or the pair bond concept that a lot of red pillars talk about? That, you know, the more bodies a woman has, the less likely she is to pair bond, right? And that is true to some degree. I'll say most of the time it is. I'm saying when you see a woman that's been run up, done up, and spun up by everybody, it's like whatever. You know, it's like she actually gets to the point where her emotions are not attached to her vagina. Most of the time it is, but it becomes easier to compartmentalize them as time progresses. You know, like the more bodies you get, the more dudes you mess with, especially if you mess with a whole bunch of guys that are a piece of shit, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. You know, it's like whatever. It's like they start being like us. You know, it's like you can't deal with the shit the same way we can at first, but it's like because you're starting to move the same way as a man that really gets women like that, you start to have that same mentality that I can just fuck and go on about my business like it ain't nothing. Like we can off rip. Whether a guy has one body or 100 bodies, it's like whatever. If it's a girl that we don't care about, we're not fully invested in, it's easy. It's an easy dub. You know what I mean? Like whatever. You know, already got my nut, I'm good. That's how it really is. But yeah, I'm saying, but Going back to the initial question or subject, men have been conditioned to not approach women, and that's mostly because of the Me Too movement and our current society looking at everything a man does as toxic or something that's an act of transgression. Like, oh no, oh you're so wrong for that, and that's why you see some people are already on game, like Keanu Reeves when he takes pictures with his female fans or associates, he always has his arms around them with his hand open. He never has it closed in, like that. Nope, it's always open. So he's already on game. He already knows what's up. I mean, not only because of the culture we live in, but he's just a respectable guy overall. But if you guys notice, the next time you see Keanu Reeves in a picture with women, he has his hands open, and that's probably the way most of us need to start moving, just to be safe. That's ridiculous, isn't it? But Southpaw Slick, I'm out.